Alright guys, welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video. Today we just got the information pertaining to our newest Dokkan Fest. I was kinda on base with this. I was right predicting this. It is gonna be a baby card, a Super Baby 1 going into Super Baby 2. This is actually something we wanted to see. We have the translations for his kit and everything and his animations here. This TOR is looking like he's in the top three range. He's doing a lot of things. So he's a passive skill transformation character, but he does stack when he transforms into Super Baby 2, which makes him immediately a Festival of Battles option. Turn one, he's interesting turn one because he's not, it doesn't look too crazy, but he's guarding, he has the 70% chance to dodge, and he's also supporting his category. And you get, when attacking, he also gets the additional 10%, which jumps this up to 80. In base form, he's a little, it's kind of iffy if you want to say if he's like a top TOR or not. Definitely when he transforms, he's in that range because he's just doing so much with the 90% dodge, the guard, the support. He's doing a lot for himself. Now, what makes this kit like amazing is when he's in his Super Baby 2 form, from his next turn, he can activate the Great Ape. Now, the Great Ape actually has a new mechanic, which it allows him to have an active skill. We don't know how this is going to look for, like, say, Festival of Battles when it gets to, like, turn 60, turn 70. But since he's stacking in his Super Baby 2 form, his, like, death ball that he shoots out at the end of his giant ape transformation might be like supremely powerful, especially because it has a decent multiplier on it. It's, I think, 1700% temporarily, and he's critting. So think about that. This is all you can do. 3 of these. I think since he has guaranteed 2 turns of his giant form, this is just, you can do pop 3 of these and he's critting on all of them. And then on all of his super attacks that he does, he's critting. He's also gaining he also has like a standalone, I think, 3 key for his base stats, which is decent. Yeah, no, it's actually receive 1 key per additional key spheres, which is a lot better. You don't see a lot of TORs, especially ones that go have a giant ape like transformation. You don't see a lot of them getting good key mechanics. A lot of times, sometimes they could just miss the super attack, and then the unit is just really good just for protection. Now this baby could do a lot more damage because he's critting. This reminds me a little bit of if anybody remembered the Dokkanfest cell, the one that transforms to each stage, the AGO one. He actually, in his final form with, where is it? Yep. So perfect form cell, when he's like in his bloated and more enraged power form state, yes, he has the key, the attack, and he guaranteed crits. So I think they're going to move in this direction more for the characters that do have this giant ape slash rage form. It kind of helps them do a lot more damage, especially because they're not going to link, of course, because you can't link with the giant ape. But baby getting the Dokkan Fest is something we definitely needed. I know a lot of people were kind of mad that it wasn't the metal cooler, but Dokkan kind of baited and switched at the last moment, because when you see this, you see the silhouette of all the figures with the red eyes and all that. You think Metal Cooler standing on the rocks looking down at Goku Vegeta, but this makes sense also because as in my last video, I did mention the fact that Baby does kind of like, he kind of does like take over a lot more people in Dragon Ball, with Bulma, with Trunks, Goten, Gohan, Vegeta. So it makes sense that there's just a litany of characters that would be in his army, or in the like evil, like the tough little army to fight against like Goku. So we're getting a Super Baby 2 that's coming with events, that's coming with obviously the new character. We're gonna see how good he is. His kit looks pretty solid, especially because he's just doing so much protecting the rotation. Easy A's, I could see them. I believe this is a world tournament card. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is just a world tournament card, but we could see an easy A for the youth form baby. I know a lot of people would like to see this guy, but he could get an easy A, but he's 2 years out. The just standalone baby, he came with the I want to say the no, He came with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Yes, he came with the Tanabata celebration 2 years ago. He probably won't get his Easy A since, the LR hasn't gotten his Easy A. But it would have been nice to have seen, like, maybe a character like this as a banner unit. We did get a banner unit base form Trunks that's possessed. Obviously, it's not a new name character, but it is a character that we haven't seen as a TUR before. Trunks actually doesn't do a lot of like fighting in base. So they did take a little bit of animations of what they could and put it together, because he doesn't do that much fighting in base form. It's these characters. It would be the Trunks, the Gohan, the Goten, and then Vegeta should be somewhere in here. But since we're getting Super Baby 1, this leads me to believe that we can still come back to this saga for one more major celebration. Maybe just a base form baby that reverts back to his, or a Super Baby 2 that reverts back to his regular baby form. We could probably get that as kind of like when he tries to run away from the planet and Goku just fires the Kamehameha at him. We could probably get that moment, because they don't animate that, or that moment isn't talked about, but that's when Goku releases like his most devastating attack of the entire series, and he's in Super Saiyan 4 when he does it. So we could definitely see something like that. Characters that I would expect to see in the part 2. Now, we could see a part 2 Vegeta, and I understand, yes, this is like kind of contradictory because Super Baby 2 and then Vegeta, but we could get a Vegeta that is like before, fighting before he gets changed. Obviously, it would be the GT Vegeta that is fighting the possessed Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. But if they don't want to go that route, I don't think that Dokkan would drop another Super Saiyan 4 character after we just got this same the character that I'm referring to is the one that is the anniversary, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He goes Super Saiyan 4, and that Goku is from the Baby Saga. He's lit that, like, all his attacks is from the Baby Saga. But what they could do is they could do base form GT Goku that goes into Super Saiyan GT Goku that goes into Super Saiyan 2 GT Goku, because none of these characters have a prominent card standalone by themselves. Especially like GT Goku, this guy, he's gonna get a Dokkan Fest because this silhouette of him should be the one where he's attacking Super 17, and he does like the Demon King Piccolo attack where he just like shoots through him and then shoots the Kamehameha behind him, and then also he has the Dragon Fist as like he could have it as an active skill. This could be the part 2 LR. I wouldn't be mad about this being the part 2 LR, or seeing a Super Saiyan Goku GT that goes Super Saiyan 2, because I mean he does a lot of fighting in the Baby Saga and he does a lot of fighting in GT that just doesn't get touched on because a lot of it doesn't happen in the like final battle, which a lot of times Dokkan does take the final battle of like the characters and they just take their animation and try to make a unit from that, which in GT it always is going to end in Super Saiyan 4. It's going to be a Super Saiyan 4 character somehow, so we could get something like that for part 2. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing, and I think this could be a very high possibility, that we get a trio possessed unit. We get say, I know Dokkan has been doing the tag units, but a Carnival LR, Gohan, and Goten. No, yeah, Goten and Trunks possessed. Tag Gohan. Kind of like the fight, because they could do the animation where they're fighting Goku outside of his house. I know we recently got a new event area stage that has that map where Goku's house is off to the distance. A lot of people were saying, of course, that's just the one for Videl, but it also could be the GT one as well, because I mean they do pull up and try to fight Goku at his house, so we don't have a any standalone cards of these guys in TUR form, but we could get a trio of them in LR form, just all of them together, or like a tag mechanic if you want to. It would definitely be like interesting because they could do the Gohan versus Vegeta fight a lot better. I know, let me see what this Vegeta is. Yes, this is just the Vegeta, like, right, he's in the Baby Saga, but this is just like right after he shaves his beard, so this is not like this is not early on in the babies. This is not early on in the baby saga at all. So we could definitely get either a standalone Vegeta if we could, if they're really feeling like, you know, giving Vegeta the love today. But since we got a Trunks, since we got, you know, a Super Baby 2, ooh, back-to-back villains, back-to-back villains in Dokkan. This is actually interesting. I don't know how they're gonna play this out. Obviously, last celebration, I'm gonna be honest, it kind of sucks for them to end it on the easy A's the way they did, but this celebration is looking interesting. A lot of people love the GT saga, and a lot of people especially love their villains. Super Baby 2 is one of those villains that he hasn't got a Dokkan Fest until now, so him getting the respect and love that he deserves, I know a lot of fans will definitely appreciate it and stuff like that. So we got his Dokkan event, and this immediately makes me think still we could still get this form of Vegeta as a character, because unless I'm crazy, he doesn't have an intro. Yeah, no, Super Baby, he doesn't, and his name is actually just Super Baby 1. Actually, hold up, that Vegeta is just Super Baby, is he not? Yes, that's Super Baby 1. We could still get this. We could still get a baby Vegeta card because he's just a TR. Well, no, he's just a, yeah, he's just the SSR to this character, but it's kind of crazy because, I mean, this form of Vegeta does a little bit more fighting than you would expect, because he kind of like sets the tempo of like, okay, now we realize, or now the main characters realize that it is not Vegeta, or it is not other people control it or something. It's not other people being able to control themselves. It is actually another entity in their body, which is it is Baby, which is kind of funny because without that, we didn't get a transformation sequence for the Super Baby 1 going into Super Baby 2 that's voice. So we could get one more celebration of them just starting from his like his first like initial state, and they can pull animations literally just from anywhere. I mean, they do so much fighting in the Baby Saga that it's just criminal that we don't have all these units fully fleshed out. Let me see. I think that would be a good Link set for him to rock too. I mean, I don't like the fact that they give him stuff like Hatred of Saiyans, which is a nothing Link. He doesn't really need that many key links because Super Baby 2 he's giving himself key. I love that, by the way, when a unit is just giving themselves key, because he has a decent Link set, but you're not going to activate Hatred of Saiyans, and you're not primarily, you might not activate Metamorphosis unless I'm crazy. That Link, let me see, where is it, Metamorphosis, yeah, like that Link is with babies, with the Janembas, with the Boos, with, I mean, is Super Baby 2 on Space Traveling Warriors? That would actually make things a lot more different. Yes, he is. So we can get him on though. We can get that Link active actually. That is actually a good thing that they actually added that. Because I was not expecting him to be on Space Traveling Warriors. Of course, he is a Space Traveling Warrior, but not really this variant of Baby. He doesn't really, you know, travel into space. And I know Dokkan gets weird with that, you know, that type of thing. They want to choose characters that are actually actively doing it in the card that they're trying to display, and not just the entire character overall. Because if they did, I mean, Vegeta and Goku for the most part should be Space Traveling Warriors, but I digress. So we do have Super Baby 2 coming into the game. This is going to be a massive thing for us, getting a villain of this magnitude in our hands. We're going to obviously test them out and, you know, difficult content, things like that. But if you guys like the video, of course, hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below anything that you would like me to discuss, whether that be characters, their kits, certain the you know, discussions, topics, top 10s, top 20s, whatever we got. With that being said, I thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.
You are a fool to challenge a god. I'll calm the anger of the gods into you.